irombere baba miakereti yetu ya wita yithire ria wiru na gwatanira na utaukirwa ni mantu kou ni kuibwega sana nontu bwa parabo nthe mothio ya kuoneka nontu bwa kuia utwingiria kurira na batu ni ruteto rurua rireni na baraba kurira pole. Shukran. Chief ananiambia ni ndugu yangu huyo ule mdogo amenikumbusha sorry. Mungu ni mwema. Nilikuwa ninasema hii ni njia ambao Mungu ametupatia katika siku ya leo kuona anti yangu amemchukua kwa sababu amempenda kuliko vile tulikuwa tunampenda, na sisi tujiombee ili Mungu atusaidie kuwa watu ambao wanaelewa siku moja wewe siku yako itapika, usindikishwe na wale watakuwa katika wakati huo kama vile tunavyofanya siku ya leo. Kwa hivyo tusiwe na hofu, ni kwa sababu hili jambo linatendeka, ni jambo la kawaida, liko katika neno la Mungu. Tunaambiwa tulie na wale wanaolia, tuomboleze na wale wanaoomboleza, tuende masisi na wale wanaoenda masisi. Kwa hivyo kile ninavyosema asubuhi ya leo, nasema Mungu wa majeshi, Mungu aliyeumba mbingu na nchi na aliyetuumba sisi, atusaidie tujue ya kwamba siku moja dunia itakunjwa kama vile Biblia inavyoniambia, na tutaondoka tuingie nchi nyingine jipya ambayo imetengenezwa. Basi kwa jina ni Geoffrey Lidhira, Pastor Geoffrey Lidhira kutoka katika kanisa la Zion Grace Center. Headquarters yangu iko Mikindori, na mimi nimetoka sehemu za Karama, kijiji inaitwa Ntirutu. Ninahudumu katika kanisa la Ndangarine Mudhara Paris, chini ya Bishop Tonga Darius ambao ni huko sehemu za Adwana, na niko na wazazi wangu anaitwa Robert Mutuma ambao ndiye anasimamia Paris hiyo. Katika jina la Yesu na kushukuru ni kwa ajili ya siku ya leo. Ni siku ya tarehe 3 mwaka mpya, mwaka wa 2025. Tuna jambo la kukushukuru kila mmoja wetu aliyo hapa Baba, kwa sababu mfalme matarajio yetu alikuwa siku ya leo tutakuwa pamoja tukisidikisa anti yangu ambao ni mpendwa mkuu katika jamii yetu Baba, na katika majirani na marafiki na wale Baba mfalme ambao ni jamii inayohusika na yeye. Baba ni asante, ni kwa ajili umetuwezesha siku ya leo kuwa pamoja. Umetuongoza tukapika hapa mochari ambao mfalme Baba umeongoza ngari zetu zile tumekuja nazo, tukuomba kwa wakati tunapochukua mwili wake Baba ukatuongoze ukatupeleke mahali ambao panatakikana, tukamsindikize tumwambie kwa heri. Nasi Baba tukumbuke, tukae tukijua kwamba siku moja utatutembelea wengine wetu, na Baba utatupeleka nchi hiyo ya wafu ambao mfalme Yesu Kristo hakuna aliyeenda atuambia jinsi ilivyo hiyo nchi, lakini tuna matarajio ya kwamba iko na wewe Mungu huko, katika jina la Yesu Kristo ambao anatufanya kuwa wana wa ufalme huo. Tukuomba Baba ukatupatie ile hekima ya kufanya mambo katika maisha yetu tunapokuwa katika nchi yetu ya kupendeza Kenya, ambao Mungu umetuweka miaka ile, umetuweka tangu tulipozaliwa kila mmoja. Tuna jambo la kukushukuru Baba, na asanti Ebeneza, ni kwa sababu ya mfalme wetu Baba Rais ambao Jehova Jire umetupatia katika Baba kipindi hiki. Baba tunaomba katika jina la Yesu tukiwa pamoja katika Baba masisi haya na maombolezo haya, katika jina la Yesu Kristo kamkumbuke, kampe Baba hekima uliompatia Solomoni. Ulipomuuliza Solomoni sababu unaongoza watu, unataka nikupe nini? Akakwambia mimi nataka unipe Baba, unipe hekima, kwa sababu hekima inamsaidia mtu kutenda mambo kwa uzuri na kwa uangalifu. Baba ni asante, ni kwa sababu unamjua kuna watu wakubwa walio chini yake wanaosaidiana na yeye kwa kazi. Baba kawape moyo wa kumpenda na kumsaidia kwa mawaidha mfalme, ili Baba Yesu Kristo kaongoze nchi katika kiwango ambacho mfalme inayotakikana. Asante Yesu, ni kwa sababu unatupenda. Tunaacha mambo yote mikononi mwako, tukijua kwamba utaanza nasi siku ya leo na utamalizia nasi kuturudisha manyumbani mwetu, tukiombea jamii ya anti yangu mfalme. Baba, ili wapate kuwa na ushirikiano, wapate kuwa na upendo mpya katika mwaka mpya, wapate kuwa watu walio na hekima, watengeneze maisha yao jinsi Baba mfalme inavyotakikana wana walioachwa Baba, kwa sababu hawa ni wana yatima Baba, kawakumbuke. Kuna dhiki zinawapata watoto walioachwa. Unakuta wengine shetani anaingia ndani, anaanza kuleta furugu ili wasielewane, wanaanza kung'ang'ania ni nini iliyoachwa ili waweze kuchukua. Baba, nakuomba katika jina la Yesu, wakate mkate wa jambo lolote walioachiwa na wazazi wao ama na mzazi huyu, kwa furaha na ushirikiano na kupendana na unyenyekevu mwingi, kwa kuwa wewe ni Mungu mtakatifu. Tuombe tukijua kwamba umesikia Kristo na utatuongoza na tutasindi kutumainia uzima huo wako wa milele, na ni katika jina la Yesu Kristo Bwana wetu tunaomba na kuamini.
Limeniliza sana, hili limeniumiza sana, awamu hii nimeumia sana. Mungu wangu nisaidie, mbona umeniacha sana? Katika hili nimeumia sana, nakiri na kuhitaji sana. Mungu wangu nisaidie.
Ungeniuliza singekubali mimi mpendwa wangu nimwache aende, rafiki yangu kipenzi aende. Mungu hapana, kwangu si sawa.
Ile mipango tulipanga imezima, kwako ni sawa, ila nabaki peke yangu. Nitafanyaje? Nimeachwa peke yangu. Mungu hapana, kwangu si sawa.
Ila naelewa Mungu, kazi yako haina kosa, na kushukuru kwa yote, mapenzi yako yatimizwe.
Hili limeniliza sana, hili limeniumiza sana, awamu hii nimeumia sana. Mungu wangu nisaidie, mbona umeniacha sana? Katika hili nimeumia sana, nakiri na kuhitaji sana. Mungu wangu nisaidie.
Japo nawaza nafarijika Bwana, kwamba kunayo siku tutakutana naye, ile subuhi njema uloiweka pale kwa watu wanaokuamini Yesu.
Nitie nguvu Baba, nimechoka, moyo unauma, nimechoka. Nisaidie Baba, nimechoka, peke yangu mimi siwezi.
Tufundishe Mungu wetu kuhesabu siku zetu, japo dhoruba na shida, tusichoke kukutumikia.
Hili limeniliza sana,
limeniliza Baba,
hili limeniumiza sana,
nimeumia,
awamu hii nimeumia sana. Mungu wangu nisaidie, mbona nahisi umeniacha sana, umeniacha sana, nimeumia sana, nakiri na kuhitaji sana. Mungu wangu nisaidie. Mtu wa watu huyu upendo huyu, mpatanishi huyu, kaenda vipi tena? Mtu wa watu huyu, mwenye upendo huyu, mpatanishi huyu, kaenda vipi tena?
Mwathani augire uria ungitikagira inyake etherwo akuite agatura muoyo, na uria uri muoyo na wambitikitie ati korokua Kenya na Kenya.
We gantu ba Murungu tumenyage magita jonthe ati tutejire na gantu nthigurune ninge tutikoromba kuma ku na gantu kinya kariku. Ni Mwathani waezanire na Mwathani no we onjukitie eto ni kuga rieto ria Mwathani rirokumagua. Mwene inya Murungu wa Kenya na Kenya ni we gituro giaku na njara ciawe ire rungu rwaku. Ni unturi tugatura moyo tuturaga ni untu bwa Mwathani, ona tugakua tukujaga ni untu bwa Mwathani. Ko twetherwa tugatura moyo kana twetherwa tugakua turi oba Mwathani. Gichitho gietu magita jonthe riria turi na kiriro wote thangikagia antu kana bathoria gutina gitumi utukaragia riria turi na kuithikira ututugage tugukumagia riria turi gikuone nikenda tukaraga na wirigiro buria burikibo moyo Kenya na Kenya utumbithagia turikagia witikio bwetu bunthe wegene bwaku na kiaone giaku ni untu bwa Jesu Kristo Mwathani wetu. Amen. Ibwega tukare nde guru kenda ndoma Zaburi 90. Ndirenda kuthoma Zaburi 90. Mwathani ni wotwire uri gituro gietu nthuki cionthe ombere irima bitare biguciarwa kana nthiguru kana ngongo ciumbwa kuma Kenya na Kenya we no uri Murungu ni kwithirwa miaka ngiri methone jaku ni ta muthenya jwa igoro o uria jurathirire jurauma ho ninge ni ta ikaria rimwe riba akaria ba utuku ubetithagia tabakondoretu ene muguo bagakarata bare torone rokere bakaragata nyeki irariba ugoro igatemwa ikoma matuko ya miaka yetu no 70 kana untobo inya muntu omba gokinya 80 ninge ruikumiro ayo ne menyamaro na thina ne untobo urete mawa ikathira ntoti tukaburuka tumenyithagie tumenyage gutara matuko yetu nikenda nkoro cietu igitaume rokirero kagotonyiria kiao giaku na atu tugatura na nkero tukiwiragwa ntuko cietu cionthe uthongi bo Mwathani Murungu wetu burokaraga amwe na atwi na ngugi cia njara cietu ucirikagie ngugi cia njara cietu ucirikagie tugeni amen. Ibwega ne utwakinya nkanenkera MC wa kiatho giki nikiendaga twikirie wangi kwa kuthoma rugono rwa mwendo wetu. Karibu sana.
The late mother Mwiti Tomarimba ne Mwiti Adhiru was born in Kaliene village, Kegusha location in 1926 to the late Toadhiru Mutonyi and Chomainuri Toadhiru as the first born child. She was sister to the late Lingera Kiriku, Aita, Canario, late Jate, late Mailotha, Mombi, late Limoro, Nkui, late Muilaria, Mori, Montune, late Mwadwana, Nkiringa, Kinya, Mwalua, Kari, Kanono, Mukubu, Monica, Mutonyi, Mithika, Nkunja, and Kiriri. The late Mwiti grew up attending to her father's livestock, as was the custom of those days. She did not attend formal school like most girls of those days. But what she lacked in her formal school system was actualized through her children, whom she impressed upon them to value the value of an education. She literally dedicated her life to ensuring what she missed in her childhood was perfected through her children. Marriage. The late Mwiti married the late Samuel Tomarimba Tolekuru Karingu in 1948 and were blessed with 7 children, namely Karevi, Kare and Masi, Kailikia, Irene and Joanina, late Lincha, Kambura and Purity, Toinya, and late Euphemia, Kairichi and Alice, Kayuyu, and Kobai, Makena and Kenywa. She was stepmom to Atomwa, and Jafet, late Laibo, and Tuti, Marion Toikirima, Munyaka, Lucia and Kawiria, Mururu and Anne, Mwito, late Meme and Kaduyu, Katis, Mata and Awinja, Kirote, late Loina, Joshua and Nancy. Kake, as she was known, and the following grandchildren: Kawiria, Kaki, Lisa, Eric, Kinya, Kobia, Wainaina, Mwenda, Karo, Melanie, and Nyakairo, Nkatha, Kimathi, Mithika, Kaimuri, Mwakairo, Mwiti, and Mukami, Dr. Karei, Kidinji, Mugure, Mwadwana, Munene and Mwae, Kirote, Karambu, Mungadhia, and Mishi, and Deso and Mutuma, Batwiri, Gitonga, late Kagwiria, and Karimi. She was also blessed with many many great grandchildren. She was an adored auntie to the Ringeras, Kirikou, Mailuthas, Jatis, Lithiras, Nabeas, and many more. Giving back to society, Kake was the most kind and compassionate human being we have ever seen. Despite relatively very modest economic status, she opened a home to neglected elderly men whom she would bathe and feed. Often, she gave out her boys, especially Kairich, to go and make porridge, Okia to Thomas' mother and Toinya to watch over Naithimari overnight each and every day. During break time, Kake without fail would go to the canteen near Ntamicho Primary School and buy gumus for the school kids whom or for whom loved this treat and would look forward to it each day. Kake, governor, would also exercise would also buy exercise books, pens, soap, and then distribute to all school-going children, both in primary and secondary schools around our home. To tell the truth, it was hard to keep up with our giving. On market days, she would share whatever she had picked with needy neighbors and friends, to the chagrin of our children who wanted her to stick to budgets. This heart of giving spread to her children. Church. She was a firm believer in God and very prayerful. Kake was a full member of the Redeemed Gospel Church in Mudhara. Later years and her demise. Kake enjoyed good health till mid-60s when she began experiencing health challenges, but not serious to put her down. She would wake up early in the morning and walk long distances before returning for breakfast. Seeing that she needed a housekeeper to organize her life, we decided to hire caregivers, and some like Faith stayed with her for 8 years. As the years progressed, we realized she needed more attention for a close relative. When she relocated, that's when we relocated her to Elder Sons residence, where she has received exemplary care. A few months ago, her memory began to fade out, but completely. Although her mobility had become increasingly constrained, there was no major illness to deal with. However, on the morning of 26th December, exactly a year after we celebrated her life with pomp and color, she slipped away. In the arms of Masakari. By the time the hospital Kake was normal. Fairly well, Kake Tiluimitaki. We are entirely thankful to God for allowing us 98 years of a wonderful and impactful fellowship. May the Lord rest that beautiful soul in eternal peace.
Thank you. That's okay. That's okay, young man. The feeling is quite tough, but it's okay.
Yes, that's how I'm identified in Mudhara. Where did the name come from? During the day of initiation to adulthood, our dad presented 6 boys. Each mother had 2 boys. Very strange coincidence. It's like our dad had a tender to deliver boys somewhere. So after 4 of my brothers were cut, when my turn to face the knife came, some clown in the field asked, "Amuitiweri kateweta?" And that's how the name was born. My relationship with my mom was special. What I became in life and continue to be is because of her. My values were fashioned by her very early. One day, Tonya and I found some fodder bob along the village paths. We were excited. She overheard us saying we were going to buy a flour mill. She came closer and inquired how we were planning to do that. We disclosed that we had gathered some fortune, which we showed her. Believe you me, in spite of the real challenge of food in the house, because it was a November and December dry period, Kage took the money and walked to the homesteads along the paths where we had picked the cash, asking who had lost their money. The cash found the owner, and our dream of buying the Mtambo crashed. But that lesson was powerful. Never convert other people's resources into your own. Integrity and honesty are what have defined my life and became my brand. Another incident that I think also brought me close to her is when we began a bad practice of gambling, kamari. We would disappear into sorghum plantations and gamble. One day, she tracked us down. Everyone ran for safety in different directions. But she particularly trailed her eyes on me and ran towards me. At that moment, I realized how dangerous it would be in the event she tripped and fell. So I deliberately slowed down so that she could catch me, which she did and administered instant justice. For me, the Kamari story ended, and never again did I participate in it. Those who continued the addictive game, of course, discontinued schooling prematurely. Thirdly, Kage took schooling for us religiously. If any of us woke up in the morning reporting sick, in order to abscond school, she directed to put you down, to put you on her back and take you to school. The thought of being seen by other boys on your mother's back did the trick. So schooling we did. It did not matter whether we went to bed without food and no breakfast. That's how the value of hard work was engraved in us early. Fourth, Kage was a strict disciplinarian. Indeed, if she gave you tasks to do and you prefer to play instead, she would just caution you that and with that, she will not pester you again. But because you knew what Mudenganira meant, you were certain when darkness came and you returned home, and that beating would be your portion. This strictness extended even to our own dog, Jordan, which was trained by Kake not to poop in the house. If it did, it also received the cane while being shown its poop. And of course, we never went to bed without bathing. Those cousins of us who are here, they will tell you that. A practice some of our cousins did not take while they visited. But Kake could not entertain such nonsense, that you can choose to bathe or not. Writing about my mother, and ladies and gentlemen, fellow mothers, could take several pages. Fare thee well, my dear mom, till we meet again. I always cherish you. May the Lord grant you a place reserved for beautiful souls like yours.
I'll read my tribute to my mother. Dear Mom, today as we lay you to rest, my heart is heavy with grief, but it is also full of gratitude for the life you lived and the lessons you imparted to us. You possessed extraordinary strength, raising 7 children, 5 boys and 2 girls with love, care and determination. I remember your resilience vividly, especially during our trips to Lanyiro to fetch firewood. You carried bundles so large they seemed impossible for everyone to bear. Yet you always had a small one prepared for me, Even in these simple acts, you showed me the beauty of responsibility and hard work. Though you never had the chance to attend school, you were a natural educator. I remember how you sought someone to translate our teachers' comments from our exercise books, using that insight to guide and motivate us. You escorted us to school, encouraging us with unwavering belief in your own ability to succeed in education, if only the opportunity had been yours. Ndakekwa, she would call me, reminding me to excel in my studies just like my brothers. You dreamed of studying and going to America, a testament to your boundless ambition and vision. You are more than a mother. You are a peacemaker and a beacon of hope for everyone around you. You extended love and care to destitute people, bringing them into our home and nurturing them until they could stand on their own. Among neighbors and those in conflict, you sowed seeds of peace and unity, embodying the values of compassion and community. Your enduring faith in God was your guiding light. I remember you were lifting your hands towards heaven and invoking God, Kenikiro, Ngai Nyambene na Ikirimara, and later you would put your prayer request with so much conviction that it filled our home with peace. Your prayers taught me to trust in God and to face life with faith, no matter how challenging the circumstances. Mom, your wisdom, discipline, and integrity will remain etched in my heart forever. You taught us survival tactics that reflected your profound understanding of life. While herding goats, never chase a goat attacked by a hyena. And while fetching water, never go after a container or a gourd carried away by water to avoid drowning. These lessons, simple yet profound, continued to guide us. You instilled discipline and the value of hard work in all of us, ensuring that my brothers learned house chores and shared in the responsibilities of farming, fetching water, fetching firewood, and grinding. I admired the fairness with which you held us accountable, teaching us to honor our duties. You baptized me Margaret, a name inspired by the Kenyatta family, and in doing so, you linked me to legacy of greatness. Today, I honor you not just as a mother, but as a remarkable woman whose legacy will forever inspire us. Rest in peace, our beloved mom, knowing that your strength, love, and faith have left indelible mark on us all. With love, Kayuyukubai.
Very much.
You will pardon me, I have to read my mother-in-law's tribute in English language. Because Kimeru sitatoboa, na nikichagua Kiswahili nyinyi hamtaelewa. So let's go with the English language. The hardest goodbyes, they say, are the ones never said. The ones that always hang in there, at the back of our minds like a dark cloud. The feeling that there is so much to say, but no way to say it, because the person you wish to say it to is already gone. that's where I am right now. The pain of lost hearts. It takes the form of love, needing to be expressed one more time. But that one more time is very elusive. Mommy, I'm still getting used to accepting this goodbye. It shall be well, I guess. I have known Martha Mwiti Marimba as a vibrant soul, so easily cherished. A beloved mother, mother-in-law, grandmother, great-grandmother, neighbor, and friend. She was our precious gift from God, wrapped in so much grace, love, and patience. She touched our hearts in so many ways as our family matriarch. Her strength and smile, even on the dark days, brightened everything and made us realize that we actually have a guardian angel right here at home. Kake was openly affectionate by nature, and for this, she easily roped me into her warm heart. She welcomed me with open arms, and I grew to be fond of her day by day. We didn't speak a common language, and as we thought this would pose a challenge in our relationship, God provided a way. Kaki and I had a unique language. What we spoke was neither Kiswahili nor Kimeru. We called it Spanish. Between me and her, that was Spanish. Kaki and I, it's only Kaki and I who knew that. And through our moments together, I knew I had made her approval of what she wanted for her son. She had a way of looking at you that spoke approval and a spirit that conveyed that clearly. And as they say, Kake ndo aliniingiza box, sio Kairichi. Kake became my second mom. She loved me and made bonding with her such an easy task. She was a wise mother who dropped pearls of wisdom in every conversation. She was tough, but soft enough to be compassionate. She was quite a generous soul. I'm sure everyone here can attest to that. Kake would rather miss something and give you if she had it and had only enough for one person. Thank you. My heart harbors a million memories of her. She was warm, she was kind. She loved so much, she loved so hard. That's the way I like to put it. And she passed on family values that she demonstrated in her own actions before expecting you to demonstrate. She was one of the best moms in the world. Never condemned, but would take the opportunity of your mistake to teach you something. She gave me lessons on Kimeru dishes. Instead of complaining that I'm always cooking Swahili dishes, she would teach me the Kimeru ones are cooked like this. She came in handy whenever that was required. I recall one time when we were celebrating my husband's graduation, I struggled to keep up with the pace of serving the stew. I had made a very nice, very delicious stew, but the Mombasa way. It was thick and sweet, but not as much, not enough to go round as many times. So Kake, in her wisdom, she came to the kitchen and whispered to me in Spanish, "My child, don't let these Merus stress you. Wameru hawajui stew, wacha kupamba stew. Hawa wanataka maji, ongeza maji." And with that, she just picked the thermos that had hot water already and poured all of it in the sufuria. Now my stew was no longer stew. It wasn't thick, maybe even the taste had changed, but my mom had sorted me out. Mommy loved family. She cared even for my own family in Kilifi as if it was her own. She was there with me when I lost my mother. She stayed by my side all through the burial time. In fact, when I lost my mother, we were with Kaake. For about 3 nights, she could not sleep comfortably. She was getting bad dreams. And she would always tell me, I get her a knife to put under the pillow so that those dreams can stop. Then we came to know after 3 days, she was dreaming about my mother's death. She stayed with me, kept me, supporting me strongly until we buried my mother. She also gave me moral support as my father was ill. We even traveled with her all the way to Kilifi for the burial. Such was the support Kaake gave me as a daughter. She always inquired about my brothers and sisters. She wanted to know how they are doing because they don't have a parent. She would always ask me, how about your brother, the one wangu yareme? I have a brother who is a public health officer. Is he married yet? You know, he finished college a while ago, so he should find a wife and start a family. So sometimes I'll tell her, yes, he's already married. How about your brother, the one who drives the train, Wangaria Mwanki? You know, I hope he remembers, I told him one day he will drive me in Ngaria Mwanki to go to Mombasa. That never happened, but through that we knew she cares about my siblings. In the same way, she never would neglect any of her grandchildren. She was this soft but firm grandmother. The children knew they would joke and play, but when it came to schoolwork, Yu was the principal herself. Whenever I traveled to work out of town, my go-to person was Kaake, because I knew her strictness would work for me. She would watch over the children with the strictness that is required. To meals, no eating chebe before finishing the meal. So they remained healthy with her. My beloved Kaake was industrious. I think all of us know that. Well known to all of us for her green fingers. She was always gardening here and there, growing this or that. Even into her advanced age, Kaake was still that hard worker. She also genuinely loved animals and kept one or two to enjoy her duties as Mukami. Actually, she's the one who taught me that it is through the things we do that we look for our names. And I think I have tried to create space for some names through what I do. Learned from Kaake. Difficult as it is, I yield to God's decision to call Mama home at this time. Our guardian angel, I am comforted in the fact that you now live with the angels, far, far away from sickness and pain of body. May those of us who you have left behind be quickened to emulate you and live lives worthy of God's glory the way you have done. That time when our mission on earth will also be done. Rest well, Governor. With love, Alice Kairichi, Wankoro. Kaake loved to call me that, Wankoro.
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam Asante.
When I think think about Kake, I see a woman with a heart of gold. So, Grandma, your absence leaves a gaping hole in our hearts, but your spirit, your love, and your laughter will forever echo in our memories. I will never forget your warm hugs and your constant reminder to always study hard at school. This was, as Auntie has mentioned, this was ingrained in our minds religiously. Soma, enda kwa shule usome kwa bidii sana. You had a way of making me feel challenged to indeed do my best at school, whatever the challenges. Your zest for life was contagious, and your smile could light up the darkest room. I remember every time I would come home to visit, she always had a smile on her face. Every other time. Mom and I are more than happy that you lived to see and name her grandchild, your great-grandchild, Kanani. Thank you for your blessings upon us all, your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. Though you may be gone, your legacy lives on in each of us. We carry your spirit within us, and we will strive to live our lives with the same grace, compassion, and love that you always showed us. We love you, Kake, and we will miss you dearly. Rest in peace, knowing that your love will forever be cherished.
Thank you very much, Kate. The next one is Mishi.
This world for an incredible 98 years. She was more than a grandmother. She was a guiding light in my childhood, lovingly strict in the best ways. She'd babysit me with care, caution me against action movies. She would say that they're bad for me and forbid me from eating raw mangoes. She'd always say like Tumbaya while rubbing her stomach, then Tupoinene Buru, putting my hand next to hers to show the likeness in our beautiful phalanges. This also made for the bonding through the moments of laughter. For a time, she lived with us, and those moments were filled with warmth and memories I'll treasure forever. She lived a long, fulfilling life full of wisdom and love, and I am so grateful for all she imparted. Rest peacefully, Grandma. You will always be in our hearts.
Okay. My dearest Ntabu, as a child, when I heard you were visiting us, I would get very excited. And then I'd remember how strict you were and despair for a second.
It's okay, it's okay. Take your time. Take your time, it's okay. Cool down, it's okay.
Okay, I'll read it on her behalf. As a child, when I heard you were visiting us, I would get very excited. Then I'd remember how strict you were and despair for a second. And then the excitement would win over. You were a very present grandma throughout our childhood. A solid rock we could depend on. Come to think of it, you have been to almost all the homes and towns we have lived in, and they are quite a number. That's how fond of you we were, and you were of us. Your presence meant we could play around with your long ears,
They were so soft, something to marvel at. We often asked ourselves how Yo-Yo got them to look like that. Your presence also meant we couldn't be naughty and talk and walk scot-free. I remember this one time when we lived in Wa. You didn't want us to play outdoor with our friends, and I was determined to find a spot to play all by myself in the house, and you were having none of it. I even hid in the store, but you found me there too. You are an expert nurturer and have seen all the tricks in the mothering book to smell any mischief on grandchildren before it is executed. I used to think you had superpower. These are the superpowers of love, care, resilience, leadership, and nurturing wisdom that God endowed on you. And you bless this family and your entire community with. Always so welcoming, always so neat and smart, always full of life. A colleague of mine once told me that my name means distinguished, and I remembered thinking, oh yes, indeed, that is quite right. Have you met my grandma? It has been an honor watching you age so gracefully over the years, becoming even more beautiful. I'm glad that you got to meet your great grandchildren. As a mother, I emulate your strong, hardworking, firm, loving, and nurturing qualities. I see and appreciate how the delicate balance brings harmony to the family. I hope and pray to live up to your great name and character, for you are one phenomenal woman, my sweet Ntagu. I am comforted knowing you lived a full life. You still live in us, in each of us, from the resemblance in your siblings, children, and grandchildren, to the inside jokes we share and our characters and mannerisms. I love you and continue to live on in my heart. Rest well and shine on, Yo-Yo. Dance with the angels until we meet again. Love, Karambu Kairichi.
Thank you very much, Karambu. Thank you. Thank you. Next, Jimmy.
Okay, we grew up in the same homestead with my grandmother. Kake and I spent most of my childhood under our care and close provision. We had a dairy cow named Manyiri, and recall Kake was responsible for milking it. The bond between her and Manyiri was so strong that she was the only person who milked it. In fact, whenever Kake went to Nairobi to visit Uncle Kairethi and Kairechi, Manyiri was not milked throughout until she came back. There was also an unwritten rule about the distribution of milk. Kake's share was in the evening while my mom was in the morning. I recall there were times the two disagreed and Kake would milk her share in the evening, and in the morning decided not to milk for my mom. Manyiri was a reconciling factor whenever Kake and mother and mom had differences. Mom was supposed to feed the cow and Kake was to milk. The two were in symbiotic relationship with Manyiri before being the unifying factor. Kake's favorite meal was arrowroots, matoma, with meat and sometimes bananas. Every market day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Kake cooked matoma for dinner. It is for the reason she acquired a name, Yo-Yo wa Matoma. So thank you. Over time, Kake acquired other titles from the different groups of people she socialized with. In the neighborhood, some people called her Mheshimiwa, Munene, as others called her Governor at home. At home, she remained Yo-Yo Matoma, Kake the smart mother. I recall that the first time I used a pen for writing was while in class 3. The price of a pen was 5 shillings, and that amount was good enough to buy 2 ngumos, famously known as KDF in Mwerondoto and Tamichong villages. I discovered my grandmother was so passionate about education, and I decided to use that to my advantage. Sometimes I would inform her that I wouldn't be attending school the following day because I did not have a pen. And being a firm believer in education, she gave me 5 shillings, Kirongi, to replace the lost pen. That's how I earned my ngumus at least twice a week without much struggle. So this did not go on for a long time before she outsmarted me. One day Kake went to Boroti, the market, and purchased 12 pens. The next time I tried my trick. Instead of the 5 shillings, she handed me a new pen, and she ensured I saw she had 12 of them. From that day, I decided to take good care of my pens and work hard for my ngumus. Kake the friend. During my childhood, I used to play hide and seek with Kake, especially in the evening, and I really enjoyed it. Kake was used to my mischievous activities, and this did not bother her in any way. One Friday evening, while still in the lower primary, I tried my usual hide and seek game with Kake, and coincidentally, my dad was around for the weekend. The moment I jumped from Maempe, the maize plantation, as Kake was approaching, my dad was also coming from the opposite direction. We met face to face. He grabbed me by the collar and said, "Mweye, kwenda kuromune." Okay, loosely translated, do you wish your grandmother to get a heart attack? By the time he was completing that statement, I had received 3 strokes Kiborocho already. Were it not for Kake's intervention, that would have been my worst encounter with my dad. Kake moved in quickly to save the situation. She explained that she is aware the compound is secure and the people within the compound are family. She added that she expected it either way, as it forms a part of a child's development stages. That's how I escaped another serious punishment. Kake the storyteller. The stories of Kamankora na Ng'ombe.
Kiondo mto Thina onkondo na biti onkondo na biti na kaota la ingwen loko chioko kachoria gitoyo biti na baina kila limona and many other
Kimeru fairy tales that were all narrated by Kake in the evening during storytelling lessons. Besides storytelling, Kake taught us songs like Monto Kinyira.
Muntu konyira atichie muntu kwa kidao mama
And why sayings such as Mweti, Atoim, Bui, and many others. Do you still have storytelling lessons by grandmas these days? Kake has been a source of inspiration, a beacon of hope, a pillar of strength, and a symbol of unity in our family throughout our lifetime. We cherish the many years we lived together, the beautiful memories we shared, and the jokes and the laughter.
Modoni okon okwe yako
It's one of the timeless jokes that is still vivid almost decades later. All that and many other beautiful memories we missed dearly in your absence. Rest well, Kake eto, till we meet again. Love you.
Ray Ntoinya. If you can hear me, madam, come front. Dr. Daktari. Yeah.
Nyanya, my child, we are very grateful for the gift of your life and all the values you instilled in us. There is a lot to say. But thank you for teaching me the value of happiness, finding joy in everything that I do. And showing us to above virtue, not because of fear, but out of respect. Rest in peace, Ntago. We will try to exemplify your life through our actions. Thank you.
Asante daktari.
Naona wakati umeyoma, na I don't want to annoy some of the people may want to be, but it's a celebration, as it were, of my mother. On behalf of my brother, my girlfriend Karevi Marimba, who is our host today, I want to welcome you all here. Msikie mko nyumbani na kusema ni asante kwa kuja kutufariji. So MC, I think that will be sufficient for now, and we really appreciate your presence.
Okay. Thank you, brother Khairich. Kaiga, please just one word.
Praise the Lord. Woni to kanisa ya St. Andrews kiuchwa MCK but kake turamuishi nontu ukurukira mse Marimba na turamwendete muno every time tureo murombera na our reverend na Reverend Lazaro all the time tureo murombera nego tumuishi kake arari mtu arendete anto na tena bo bintu bakwariwa kake na thank you kuinga nontu bakwea na barabombito tutende muri oyo kake.
Thank you, Chair. Mungu
sifiwe. Woni anjoke kanyaka kona ndo bainge muno bako float itare ya kuthoma theology kake nontu iguthoma wana kimoni moni ko baraba bainge batawa tabira kake kwirairwa kake imuntu ginya to karara irware ku bande to chiawe to temba kuthiria imuntu ichureretie marieto era meyandene yande goroe no tubango irara rita na muthara mwera ana baba inge barakuluka iro kwa we baitete nya skuru kenda bawa nyembe checha kora karam baba inge bata ni gora ngumo bo muthomi omawire na kage atano ni utedia wana sifiwe. So angwenda kuromba na njire ngwepio konde baraba ile na kake achore bakake kwa bwazana tukethera ginya batu tukwira Jesu atweta twethere tukira wa itukubweria na tegwerwa ake amadithio yetu yethera yetu arairia no tubuibwo muntu. Bwana asifiwe. Otherwise mwathani abotethie sana kake my aunt my husband mwenda no amoroina orabathia tene noe. God bless you so much.
Yeah, thank you, madam.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Uwele wile. Asante sana kumpakanya ka onbito mengi umetakile na mwekuru ka kai mwekuru amukubu mwekuru wadukwe mami kanante taisi mami tadante mwekuru mami Karevi no ketu na tore da Karevi oni ni muchore amuchiu ndo Marimba na mochino twathero na twambaniria botana muno kuma mukoro abao itangwe na Samueli na rotaro isioro kobru Marimba Samueli na woni na ninda choka na korua ne kereku na ninda koria kamencho nwara ndaka kwa ndiro kereku nda choka kairichi wakana makroe kuida na las girls high school wabeda kiku na watoria nabo ko de bochoro bochuna sana kupakanya ka tena manto mengi akua odi bin kondo wari ke tukumwe to shokere morungu mkado muno to mwe koro me ko yo deme ka 98 ta kwa deme ka me kai ne akroba de ni muno batiere ba bukubu na mwe koro burungu na tuna krete me ko yo de alafu kuna kitu moja ambaye inafanya watu wakue miaka hiyo, wafikishe miaka hiyo, na ni nyinyi watoto wa kake na watoto Tumarimba. Asanteni sana kuangalia huyu mama. Mungu anapatia uhai na nyinyi mnapatia uhai wengine watumbo na mandawa na kuangalia. Shukrani sana Bwana Karevi kwa kuangalia mama yako. This shows what you people are. Inaonesha kabisa nyinyi ni watu aina gani. Kulea mtu mzima, mtu mkubwa kama huyo ambaye saa nyingine afanya hata kazi na anaangaliwa mpaka hiyo miaka, ni upendo mkubwa sana. Kwa hivyo say thank you to God. Ile blessing huyo mama amepatia nyinyi ni blessing mingi. Hiyo nafasi amepatia nyinyi watoto wenu kuona vile mmesaidia yeye, wataiga vile mmefanya na nyinyi wataangalia nyinyi. Kwa hivyo sina mambo mengi. Asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki nyinyi na nyinyi apatie miaka kama hiyo. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Leta hapa mzee. Asante sana. Asante kwa
chama Lokesha Tigania East. Na tuko ipole sana mjio. Batusundela na kuwa mzwele yake matwa kake. Number 1. Kake te akwete ka urukete na tukudoma idomo bibinge sana kuma kela iwe kake na bona gwira ruta. Particularly kwa the lessons na ye chokara kanende choto mbirachi aribanende chia discipline was strict but still when okay ndana baku na integrity riana baweta bakoya mbeja bakairo chogia ni ala jumeta na ikoru the is not easy. So lesson cha kuriaria na ito toro mamurungu to ende lesson zucha kake na murungu amweka to aya arai kan tubawe baraba twangu itubijia. Asante sana.
Thank you mkubwa wa walimu. Okay, next can I have Auntie Kiringa?